Hi, I'm Olivia Clarke, editor of the Chicago Daily Law Bulletin and Chicago Lawyer Magazine, and I'm here with the Inside Out columnists, Tina Martini and David Susler, and today we're going to talk about leadership development. So, how can a leader inspire those that he or she supervises?
That's a great question. I think being an inspiration to people really kind of depends on the leader's ability to connect with those folks. I think they have to be able to really identify with the leader, and the leader has to really be able to identify with them. I think that the leader has to be authentic and genuine and set a good example, and I think that's really how they can be inspired.
Yeah, I would also add, I think the person who is the leader needs to be honest and ethical and be passionate. If they're passionate about what they're doing, then the people they're leading are going to be passionate as well.
So what are some tips that you both have for someone who wants to try to become a leader, within their law firm or within their company? What are some tips you have for them?
I think it's important for people to kind of know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and to really figure out, as David, playing on what David said, where their passion is, because I think the passion is an important part of being a good leader, and I think that's a really good directive and way for the person who wants to be in a leadership role to figure out where the best fit may be. I think that there are things that folks can formally do to groom themselves for leadership. There are classes you can take. There are a ton of leadership and business related books that you can read as well. I think reaching out to folks who are already in leadership positions within the organization is important, expressing the interest in being a leader, and having folks to mentor you and who you can emulate and who you can take the different sorts of talents and skill sets and figure out what fits for you. I think those are some good tips.
Yeah, coaching and mentoring are two things I was going to say are good ways to do it. Another way you can do it is take on some leadership roles, if not within your organization, maybe volunteer to lead some projects. Another way, if you don't have the opportunity within your job currently, join an association, join a bar association, join a not-for-profit board, take on leadership roles there and get used to being a leader in a role, and then you can incorporate that into what you do in the workplace.
Now, in terms of younger associates or newer associates, what are some of the challenges to leading them?
Well, one can be just their inexperience, and I think being more senior, sometimes we may forget what it's like to not know, so we have to make sure, as their teachers and mentors, we have to make sure we're not getting frustrated. We have to have patience. So their inexperience, their lack of knowledge, perhaps their lack of sophistication in a business or legal environment can be challenging on both sides.
Mm-hmm. I think that the profession has changed so much, particularly since David and I were junior attorneys. And I think sometimes if you look at what the junior attorney's experience is through a lens that's different from the folks who are now going through that experience, I think that makes it a bit tougher. I mean, things have changed so much in the world technologically, and just the way that the younger generation learns. I think that even the schooling techniques has significantly changed. And so when you take that into account, when you're trying to lead and teach and mentor younger attorneys, sometimes I think it's a challenge for us to figure out ways that what we have to say will land on them the best. Mm-hmm. And so, that I think is a challenge as well.
Okay. Well, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
And next month we will be talking about innovation. So thank you.
Thank you.